Yada, yada, yada. Yada, yada. Yada, 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 yada. Yada, yada, yada. Yada, yada. Yeah, there's fire on the mountain. Yeah, there's fire on the mountain. Hey, yada, 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 yada. There's fire on the mountain. Yeah, there's fire on the mountain. Yada, 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 yada. Yada, yada.
Put your hands together like this.
Yada, yada, yada. Oh, come on. Hey. Yada, 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 yada. Yada, yada, yada. Yada, yada. There's fire on the mountain. Yeah, there's fire on the mountain. Well, hey, Temple Israel, thanks so much for having us up here. My name is Joe Buchanan. This is the family band. We're going to go around and do some introductions here in a little bit, but we want to keep getting down with y'all if that's all right. A little bit of house cleaning first. If you feel like getting up, moving around at any point, you need to leave this room for any reason. This is your house. We're guests. Please feel free to do as you like. If you feel like singing along with anything you hear, you can do that. If you feel like just closing your eyes and listening, you can do that too. Again, we're just really glad to be here with you. We appreciate your holy and sacred time. I think I may have had a calling in another life as a cattle auctioneer at some point. Like so. Will I remember that I was there on that mountain, yeah, long ago? And I have been told, oh, that you were with me, brothers and sisters, and weren't we all? Well, I remember that there was thunder, well, on that mountain, yeah, from the Lord. And we carry in us all the memories, well, of those words, yeah, that came before. והנה מה טוב ומנעים שבר אחים גם יחד והנה מה טוב ומנעים שבר אחים גם יחד. Well, I remember I was there on that mountain, yeah, long ago. And I have been told you were with me, brothers and sisters, and weren't we all? Well, I remember there was thunder when on that mountain, yeah, from below. We carry in us all the memories of those words, yeah, that came before. They might my name, shevet achim, gam yachad. They might my name, shevet achim, gam yachad. All right.
Great, second base.
והנה מה טוב ומנעים שבר אחים גם יחד והנה מה טוב ומנעים שבר אחים גם יחד.
Na, na, na.
Good gravy. Y'all, that's a Texas expression, by the way, good gravy. If I can teach that to you real quick. Let me give you a good gravy and y'all can give it back. Good gravy.
Good gravy.
Shavua Tov. All right. That was good enough. I want to introduce this band to you real quick before we go any further because this is really a dream team of mine and such an incredible honor to get to play with these folks. Right over here to my left, Mr. Saul K., the pioneer of Jewish blues. Toured all over the world. And Saul really changed the whole world for me. He kicked open so many doors and at one point told me, you're either going to walk through it or you're not. And I just can't thank you enough for all that you've done. And having him here is just an absolute delight. Right over here to my immediate left, actually, Mr. Bram Charay on the bass. Good gravy. This fella's touring all over the world with the Legends of Concert series. Amazing bass player, just roots everything down in the reel. He also played on this album, Back from Babylon, which is now available exclusively tonight out there in the lobby. I wish I could say it was on Spotify and all that stuff right now, but it's just not. So if you want a hard copy and you want to hear all the magic that Bram laid down, it's out there for you. Right behind him, Mr. Greg Sherman on the kick. We brought Greg all the way up from Houston, Texas. We had to get him out of Texas to see what Michigan was like. And I've been playing with Greg for quite a while, so it's super honored to have him over here. And immediately to his right, the man, the myth, the legend. He's playing the keys, drinking the teas, hitting the B's and threes, Mr. Greg Sankovich. And again, to my immediate right, I feel like there's a lot of lefts and rights tonight, let's be honest. This is Ms. Carly Abramson. She is a brand new emerging artist writing beautiful stuff. I met Carly at the ISJL conference. That's the Institute of Southern Jewish Life, and someone said, hey, it's Carly's birthday, and I play birthday songs for folks. So I'm like, oh, here's a birthday tune. And they said, you know, Carly does music too. So she took my guitar and just completely blew everybody's mind. So it's an honor to have her here. We've been doing a lot of music together. You're going to hear some more of her a little later on, and we'll do a couple of duets for y'all as we go. So I think, oh yeah, give it up for the band. Woo. And I'm 6 years old this year. I look tall for my age, and my beard came in early, and I'll tell you more about what I mean by that here in just a little bit. But we're going to keep it going. This is a tune called Driftwood. This is inspired by Lech Lecha. And I think the holiest place that you can be is exactly where you're standing, because that's where God put you, that's where your choices brought you, and that's where your life is happening, which is the gift that we're living. So let's do it. I've been walking this beach, just drinking in all the sun. I pray with my feet on, waving at everyone. Well, I'm loving this life, this moment, this day. I'm not caring for a change, about getting all carried away. Yeah, I'm like driftwood, baby, just floating along. Now watch my watch, carrying on. Well, I'm here right now, but it might not be for long. Well, I'm waiting on a wind, I'm just soaring by, and I'm grateful that I made it to this day of my life. It's a miracle that somehow I survived. As the waves roll by, now I'm thinking about my youth, about the people that touched my life that I never knew. Well, we're ancestors, all of us, it's true. Hey, it's time to get up, stand up, come and throw your hands up and know the world is here for you. I'm talking about driftwood, just floating along. Now watch my watch, carrying on. Well, I'm here right now, but it might not be for long. While I'm waiting on a wind, I'm just soaring by, and I'm grateful that I made it to this day of my life. It's a miracle that somehow I survived. All right. They said, go to yourself was the command, but the holiest place it can be. Hey, right where you stand, I'm talking about driftwood, just floating along. Now watch my watch, carrying on. Well, I'm here right now, but it might not be for long.
Put your hands together.
Well, yeah, and I'm waiting on a wind, I'm just soaring by, and I'm grateful that I made it to this day of my life. It's a miracle that somehow I survived. Hey! I'm talking about driftwood and just floating along. Now watch my watch, carrying on. Well, I'm here right now, but it might not be for long. I'm waiting on the wind, I'm just soaring by, and I'm grateful that I made it to this day of my life. It's a miracle that somehow I survived. I said it's a miracle that somehow I survived. It's a miracle that somehow I survived. Yeah, it's a miracle that somehow I survived. So I mentioned that I'm 6 years old. And I've learned a lot ever since I converted to Judaism 6 years ago. Found out my wife was Jewish after we were married for 13 years. I know I sound like the worst husband in the world when I tell you that story. And I'm going to tell you more of that story as we go along. But I'll tell you something that Judaism taught me, is that it's okay to wrestle. And we're supposed to wrestle, right? We're God wrestlers. That's what we do. It's in our name. And we're going to find all the hard times in our lives. We're going to find all the choppy waters. And we got to go through those waters to get to the good stuff, right? Because calm seas don't take you anywhere. You got to go through the hard stuff. And we're all rowing together. This is a song about that. It's called Lion and Lamb. Well, I stand more times than I walked away. Even when standing meant standing in my own way. The tires need changing, whoa, and I'm riding on rails. I was sold again and again, it's just who I am. If you ask how I'm doing, well, here's how I am. Well, I'm strong and I'm weak, a lion and a lamb. I feel better, oh, at a distance than I do up close. 'Cause the bottles I buried, yeah, they're in uneven rows. The scars that I'm wearing, they still haven't covered me up. Yeah, when we're taking what life's dishing out, and we ain't giving up. If you ask how I'm doing, here's how I am. Well, I'm strong and I'm weak, a lion and lamb. And if it weren't for a woman who loved me as much as I need, I'd be drowning in sorrow and whiskey and not who you see. If you ask how I'm doing, well, here's how I am. Yeah, well, I'm strong and I'm weak, a lion and lamb. Well, I'm strong and I'm weak, a lion and lamb. Yeah, I'm strong and I'm weak, a lion and lamb. Well, I'm strong and I'm weak, a lion and lamb. Oh my goodness! Well, thanks again for being here. We got another tune for you. This is called "Joyful Noise." Really inspired by. I mean, how many times? I know I've done it a bunch in my life. That you've had the unpopular opinion. Sure, right. Everybody's like, yes, me, but I'm not going to raise my hand. So, if you've ever been that person who, like spoke out, and everybody was like, no, don't put your hand down. We know what's coming. This is for you. This is a song definitely for my family. We feel like we've had the unpopular opinion a time or two, but you got to voice your mind, right? You got to speak your truth. Otherwise, what are we doing? We're just sitting in the back. That's not our job. Our job's to be out front, right? Doing the work, and sometimes that means you're swimming against the tide. So for all you tide swimmers, here's a tune for you. When you look outside, you see the world. Well, do you think it's made for you? Or do you think it's made for others who claim to be more than you? When you lift your hand to question, oh, well, do they look at you and frown? And when you stand up to speak your mind, do their eyes say, sit back down? And we were never meant to be a silent voice. You change the world not with a whisper, but with a joyful noise. Yeah, well, all good things have to struggle. Struggle, love, and life. Well, you're gonna make some kind of ruckus, hey, if you're doing it right. And we were never meant to be a silent voice. Hey, you change the world not with a whisper, but with a joyful noise. Yeah. Y'all are good. Well, this is what we do. This is who we are. This is what we do. Well, this is who we are. So when you're doubting your days, just know that you're not through. 'Cause you are loved, you are loved, you are loved, and that joyful noise is you. Hey. We were never meant to be a silent voice. Hey. You change the world not with a whisper, but with a joyful noise. Yeah.
Everybody say amen. Amen. Say amen. Amen. Say amen. Amen.
So I'm going to tell you my story real quick. I'm going to give you the Reader's Digest version of this thing. I struggled hard with God when I was a kid, real hard. I actually didn't struggle with God. God was easy. God made perfect sense to me. My grandfather told me, he said, and I got to say, it's so funny because Carly's probably heard me tell this story a billion times. So thank you for being up here, listening to it again. I struggled with people's definition of God. Everything that people told me that I was to God and what God was supposed to be to me, right? And it just didn't make sense to me that there was someone in the middle between me and God. I felt like I could have a personal relationship with God, and that was how it was. My grandfather actually told me at a young age, he said, Joe, look outside. He said, you can see God in the world, and you can see God in the way people work. Just do good stuff with your life. That's what God wants from you. Well, the last time I heard that message was when I was living with my grandparents, because it all changed once we moved to a different house. And there was no religion in that house, no talk of religion. I was told, look, if I can't see God, God doesn't exist, and I don't want to hear about it. So what do? Right? By the way, I was not Jewish. I feel like I should preface all this by saying that, in case that was not clear already. I was not Jewish at the time. But I stayed the night with my friends on Saturday night, and if you did that where I grew up, it meant you were going to church in the morning on Sunday, so you best bring a change of clothes. And I found out a few things. I found out you can't ask questions in the middle of Mass. I learned that. I also learned that all my friends went to all these different places. For whatever reason, they could not agree. I felt like, shouldn't y'all get together and go to one place? Like, no, we all go to different places. So I got a kind of a wide education, but I was still looking for something that rang as truth for me. And I had no idea where it was, but I figured there had to be a book somewhere, right? Somebody has an answer, something makes sense. So I grew up struggling with my place in the world and feeling like I just didn't belong. There's this great phrase, 50 million Elvis fans can't be wrong. Y'all ever heard that? Right. Well, eventually you hear enough times that there's something wrong with you, and you start going, well, I guess there just is. Right? And then you start finding validation for that. You're like, everywhere you look, you're like, oh, yeah, there's a reason that I keep messing up, right? Inherent flaws, things like that. So I grew up with that. And then I'm working in a store. We're selling board games and Dungeons and Dragons. And we didn't get a lot of customers because we sold board games and Dungeons and Dragons. And nowadays, it'd be packed. We had 6 customers, but they didn't buy anything. They just came in to roll dice. But I had my guitar with me because we had a lot of free time. And this lady walks in, and I couldn't have told you what did y'all see the first Terminator movie? Yeah, you can admit, that's a nice piece of classic American cinema. It's okay to admit that. And there's this bit where Kyle Reese is like, what year is it, right? That's what I felt like when I saw the lady that would be my wife. And unfortunately, she couldn't be here. She really wanted to come here, but she wasn't able to. So hopefully she's going to see some of these videos and stuff later on. But I couldn't tell you what my name was. I didn't know what year it was. I just knew that I had to know exactly who she was before she left. And I knew I had a small window of time. And a mutual friend introduced us, said, Joe, this is April. April, this is Joe. Joe plays guitar. And like a fool, I was like, yes, I do. I do play guitar. And she's like, oh, play that song you know. And by the way, when someone says play that song you know or tell that joke you know, they have no idea what they're talking about, right? They just put you on the spot. So I played the most teen angsty, terrible song you've ever heard in your life, and we were married shortly after. Music works. And fast forward, she's going with me to all these churches, and she won't sing any of the prayers. She won't say any of the hymns. And I'm like, you sing all the time. And she's like, I'm just here for you. This is for you. It's just not for me. I'm here for you. I said, oh, okay, well, that's cool. I jokingly told her one time I went up for communion. I said, you want me to bring you one back? And she's like, that's not how it works, Joe. And this lady actually grabbed my shirt, and she's like, young man, we don't do takeout. And I'm like, no, that's fair. Thank you. I said, no, I appreciate it. It's hilarious. I'm going to take that with me. And so fast forward 13 years into our marriage, we're outside the Holocaust Museum. And we're completely shaken. Nothing makes sense. And we're trying to get the world to make sense again. And there's no logic in that. You see that, and you can't rationalize any of that. It makes no sense. But we're standing there on the street corner in Washington, D.C., and she looks at me and she says, I think I want to get in touch with my people's faith. I said, well, like who? Like who are your people? Nobody says that. That's a strange thing for someone to say, my people. And I was like, well, who are your people? And she goes, I'm Jewish. I said, what? So when did you get Jewish? And she's like, I was born Jewish. And I start mansplaining to April. I'm like, that's not a thing. You can't be born Jewish. And she's like, Joe, that's how it works. And I was like, I don't think that's maybe how it works. And she goes, my mom's Jewish. I said, I know that. I said, oh, that makes you Jewish? And she's like, oh, good grief. She's like, our first date was my cousin's Jewish wedding. I said, I know. The AC went out. It became an open bar. It was one of the best weddings I've ever been to. And she goes, I have a Star of David necklace in my jewelry box. I said, I know. I thought you were supportive of your mother. I didn't know that you were Jewish. Because I had never heard anything like that, just being born into something. And I asked her a question that I didn't realize how deep it was when I said it. I said, wait. You can be born Jewish, but you don't have to do anything with it? Yeah, I didn't realize how heavy that question was when I asked it. And then she goes, I think I'm supposed to. And she goes, by the way, our son's Jewish. I said, what? I said, does he know that? And she goes, no, I don't think he does, but we should probably tell him. So Nathan found out he was Jewish when he was 12 years old. Big day coming up. We found a synagogue down the street, walked in. It could have been any branch of Judaism, but we fell in love with that rabbi right when we saw him. Y'all probably don't know Rabbi Stuart Federow, but he's like 8 feet tall, biggest personality you've ever seen in your life. Federo fans in the back, what? And he goes, I'm going to summarize Judaism for you. Do you want me to do that? I said, yeah, let's do it. He goes, all right, here it is. There's one God, and there's nothing wrong with you. Nothing at all. You're loved exactly the way you are. You don't have to be Jewish or anything else to be loved by God. You are part of creation. He goes, life's going to be tough sometimes just because it is. You're not being punished for anything that anybody else did at any point. That's just how it goes, but we stand back up. He said, you do good things because it brings more good in the world, not because there's some punishment or reward later on. The good you bring in the world is the reward, and this is the gift. You're living it right now. Would you like to know more? It was like 30 years of therapy all at once, and I was like, yes, this is it. Let's do this. So we dove into conversion. My wife didn't have to, but she did, just so she could learn. And my son dove into it. And by the time he was 13, he read from the Torah, and he's been trained as a gabbai. He just left as the regional VP for Israeli Affairs in his USY board, and he's trying to get something started at his college, where he's pretty sure there are 3 other Jews there. So he's gonna see what he can do. Started writing music to help me understand what I was going through. And this man sitting back in that awesome hat back there, Mr. Saul K., said, let's get you out there and let's do this. So I don't tend to write prayer melody unless I need it, because there's a lot of beautiful versions of everything out there. Well, this is a Hashkivenu that was really born out of a lot of struggle when Hurricane Harvey came through Houston. I'll just get to it. We'll spread out the shelter over us and guide us so in love and shield us from the storm that blows our way. Well, yeah, there's shelter in the shadow of your wings. Hashkivenu lay us down, Lord, lay us down, down, oh, down in peace. You raise us, yeah, you raise us with eyes to see. Well, there's shelter in the shadow of your wings. Hashkivenu. Well, we pray for life, Lord, and we pray for peace. But now and when the drums are at ease, and blessed is the one who gave us breath. Yeah, you saved us so we can live what we've got left. Hashkivenu. Well, there's shelter in the shadow of your wings. Well, there's shelter in the shadow of your wings. shadow of your wings. You ready? Thank you so much. Rob, can you mute this for me, brother? I'm gonna turn this over to.
All right.
Yeah, we'll do better together at the end. I'm gonna turn this over to Carly here. We good? Sweet. So Carly wrote this beautiful tune, and I'm gonna let her really explain it. And I'll tell you, it was kind of a brave thing to write this tune because when we come to the Mourner's Cottage in services, it's a very sacred and special time. And so writing a tune that frames that, you know, you have to be very careful with that. And I think Carly has put, we're good to go, Rob, has put a beautiful melody together, and we'll let her share that with you. You getting some volume there? Rob, we in?
Let's see.
Not happening. I'm going to tell you what, Carly, I'm going to give you my guitar.
Wait.
There it is.
Woo. Thank goodness.
We got them. We're professionals up here. I'll tell you what.
I don't mean. So as Joe was saying, I decided to write this piece. It's based off of a poem in the Mishkan Tefillah, and it's called "Give What's Left of Me Away." And for me, music is how I feel anything. It's how I've been able to express myself. It's my whole world. And so I needed that moment to think about those people in my life that I've lost, and so I needed music to do that. And so I wrote this piece. And it's called "Give What's Left," a little shorter of a title. When I die, please give what's left of me away, away. If you need to cry, cry for your brother beside you, beside you. And when you need me, put your arms around him, give him what you can give me. And when you need me, put your arms around him, give him what you can give me. I wanna leave you with something that's better than words or sounds. Just look around. Look for me and the people I have loved. I promise they'll keep you safe. And when you need me, put your arms around them. Give them what you can give me. And when you need me, put your arms around them. Give them what you can give me. Ooh, give what's left of me away. Ooh, give what's left of me away. You can love me best by the hands, starting chance, and knowing when it's time to let go. If you're afraid, you can open your eyes. I will help you let go. 'Cause love never dies. No, love never dies. So when all that's left of me is love, give me away. Give me away. Ooh, give what's left of me away. Ooh, give what's left of me away.
All right, we're going to call the band back up here. Get this going for you.
You might need that.
I might need that. Rob, we good? Oh, he's fast. That guy is lightning fast over there. Y'all give it up for Rob in the back. All right. And I won't be broken by things that are spoken to me. I won't be shaken by those who have taken their anger and shame out on me. I won't be held under by doubters who sunder the things they did not achieve. 'Cause my worth is rooted and it can't be polluted by taking advantage of me. Whoa, we are worthy of the world. This whole life is ours. These oceans and moments, these stories and stars. Well, I know it can weigh a ton to know there are so many and you are but one. Well, I know one is enough for God. You are enough for God. Whoa, hallelujah. Whoa, hallelujah. I won't be jaded by hope that was traded for ease. And I won't look down at my feet on the ground and think I am the one God can't see. I won't forget that I'm just like the rest, and I struggle each day to be strong. Well, life is a gift, and though we might drift, there's a home where we always belong. All right. Whoa, we are worthy of the world. This whole life is ours. These oceans and these moments, these stories and stars. I know it can weigh a ton to know there are so many and you are but one. Well, I know one is enough for God. You are enough for God. Whoa, yeah, hallelujah. Whoa, hallelujah. Whoa, hallelujah. Whoa, hallelujah. I wanna be here right now. Whoa, I want to let go somehow. So no more wasting. Life is ripe for the tasting. Let's live it this minute today. Whoa, yeah, hallelujah. Whoa, hallelujah. One more like that. Whoa, yeah, hallelujah. Whoa, hallelujah. Whoa, we are worthy of the world. This whole life is ours. And these oceans and these moments, these stories and stars. And I know it can weigh a ton to know there are so many and you are but one. Well, I know that one is enough for God. You are enough for God. All right, I want to show y'all something real quick. Now, the words of this tune, this is really for y'all, and we wrote a super complicated song. By the way, if you hear what I'm doing right now, I'm changing the tuning on this guitar. Some people have stories that they tell when they do this. Maybe a joke, an anecdote, something you can take home for good, dinner table conversations, something that's meaningful. And that was mine, so I hope you enjoyed it. So we're oh, thanks, Greg. Greg doesn't do that very often, so we get one of those out of him. It's a good day. So here are the words of this tune. I want to show it to you. My wife thought we needed a folksy song about the Babylonian exile, so we put one together, although we kind of took it in hard southern rock direction, so I hope you enjoy this. Oh, there's a little sample. That's the sampler pack for you. Here are the words. We got to get down, 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 down. Do y'all know this song? Have y'all heard this already? All right, so this is... We gotta get down, 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 down. 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 Coming back from Babylon, everybody come along. Get your food to go, yeah, and go and get your things and your people and your dreams. And it's time we go and hit that road. We've been gone, yeah, we're gone far too long. Oh, and though the living ain't the bad, it ain't the honey that we had, and it's time for us to go on home. We gotta get down, 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 down. Gotta get down, 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 down. Gotta get down. Get down, 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 down. Coming back from Babylon, everybody come along. Get your food to go, yeah, and go and get your things and your people and your dreams. It's time to go and hit that road. We did wrong, and no, we couldn't get along, oh, and the keys were handed in to the one who said I am. In the ground we buried our song. We gotta get down, 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 down. Gotta get down, 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 down. We gotta get down, 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 down. We gotta get down, 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 down. Let's get down. Back from Babylon, everybody come along. Get your food to go. Well, go and get your things and your people and your dreams. It's time to go and hit that road. Yeah, the land of Hashem. Well, it'll be our home again. No, although the river saw us weep for the trouble that we reaped. Well, the promises I'm broken, amen. We gotta get down, 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 down. Gotta get down, 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 down. We gotta get down, 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 down. Gotta get Greg Sekovich, everybody.
That's how you build a fire, son.
He'll come play your bar mitzvah, your bat mitzvah. Good gravy. I go to the gym now about 5 days a week. I feel like I just got 2 weeks of work in, so thanks. I'm going to take the rest of that time off. It's woof, man. I lost weight just watching you, brother. That was amazing. Another tuning story for you.
Everybody give a big hand for Joe Buchanan.
Oh,
Come on.
come on. Thanks, man. We got 2 more pieces of business for y'all tonight. We're talking earlier about you got to go speak your truth whenever you can. I've had people ask me how I can be Jewish, and I've had to explain that 100 different ways. And that started off as something extremely difficult, because I think when you search forever to find your home and you finally find that thing that feels like home, there's this feeling for those of us who join the tribe later on, and people always tell me, they're like, no, it's like you've always been here. I don't remember that. I just remember what came before and what came after, and I don't want to lose that because it gives this so much context, right? It gives us so much comparison. It's important to hang on to it. But there's a lot of times that I have an awareness that I'm a guest in somebody else's house, even though it's my home. I'm still getting used to that idea. But I think you have to always be exactly who you are. And this is a song about that. This is called Say What You Will. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Say what you will. Well, say what you will about me. At least I'm trying to be free. Trying to do all that God asks of me. Say what you will. Say what you will about me. At least I'm trying to be free. Trying to do all that God asks of me. We can be jaded at times and feel faded at times. Be tucked away, too far to see. Surrender to our little lies and not feel the truth of who we're meant to be. 'Cause we're all a beacon of light to the seekers inside. We wanna be free. Hey. Say what you will. Come on. Well, say what you will about me. At least I'm trying to be free. Trying to do all that God asks of me. Yeah. Well, say what you will. Well, say what you will about me. At least I'm trying to be free. Trying to do all that God asks of me. So hold on to the tree, yeah, in all that you do. And be proud of yourself and always be you. 'Cause there's strength in our story, there's strength in our song. We'll be alright in each other's arms. So build your fence, but don't build it so high that you can't see outside. Every soul is a beacon, each spirit a breath, and we give to each other and forget what we left. So pray like a child and be the gift that you are, not each other's judge, but each other's heart. Oh, say what you will. Say what you will about me. At least I'm trying to be free. Trying to do all that God asks of me. Yeah. Say what you will. Say what you will about if you, whatever kind of singer you are, whether you're a back of the shul cantor, a shower singer, a hallway singer, a car singer, whatever kind of singer you are, I'll show you a little piece of business. It's one of my favorite phrases. Here's a little piece of business for you. Every time you gather, you create these pocket, pop-up, intentional communities, right? It's like you're a small town. I've never felt like a stranger in a Jewish community. Ever since I joined the tribe, there's nobody that feels like a stranger anymore. Just people I haven't met yet, people I haven't shaken hands with yet. And I believe that every act that you take and every way that you spend your time is a holy and sacred choice. You're spending this currency, which is the time, given to us by the one who gave us the opportunity to have time. So the fact that you're giving some of your sacred and holy time here tonight means so much, more than we can possibly express. So we hope that we've given you something good for the time that you've given. So, thank you so much. So here's the words for you. If you feel like singing, it would sure be great to hear your beautiful voices. It's a big world. It's a big world. It's a big world outside of this light. Spoiler alert, that's all of you. But we're a small town. We're a small town. We're a small town in here tonight. Well, it's a big world, a big world, a big world outside of this light. Yeah, and we're a small town, a small town, a small town in here tonight. Just like that. It's a big world, a big world, a big world outside of this light. Yeah, and we're a small town, a small town, a small town in here tonight. We've crossed the desert, we've been through the sea, we've drifted apart and been close as can be, and we made new friends and new family. We're gathered tonight in peace. Yeah, and it's a big world, a big world, a big world outside of this light. Yeah, and we're a small town, small town, we're a small town here tonight. If you're feeling alone, you're not on your own. We've all been there at times in our lives. So fill up your cup, come on, raise it up. Yeah, well, we saved you a place at our side. Yeah, and it's a big world, a big world, a big world outside of this light. Yeah, and we're a small town, we're a small town here tonight. Many road maps exist, there's a lot of exits. It's okay to get lost on the way. Well, we're travelers too, and we're glad we met you. It looks like we're headed the same way, and it's a big world, a big world, a big world outside of this light. Yeah, and we're a small town, a small town, a small town in here tonight. Hey! All right, everybody out here, let's do this together. You got some beautiful voices. The band's gonna keep playing for a sec. I wanna tell you something. The sound that you make here tonight as a community has existed since the dawn of creation, since the universe was formed on the vapor of God's breath, but it has never been heard until this exact moment, because this combination of people has never been together before. So let's do that together. Just our holy voices, everybody. Yeah, right. Well, it's a big world, a big world, a big world outside of this life. Yeah, and we're a small town, a small town, a small town here tonight. Let's do it again. Well, it's a big world, a big world, a big world outside of this life. Yeah, and we're a small town, a small town, small town here tonight. Yeah, and we're a small town here tonight. Well, we're a small town here tonight. Yeah, yeah. Here tonight.
I'll give it up for Joe Buchanan. Joe Buchanan.
Y'all give it up for this band one more time, please. When the day is done and the night arrives like a prayer through the dark, whisper sweet words before we close our eyes, and our dreams, they take us from the earth. Good night, my love. Good night, my love. Well, thank you for the light that you bring. Good night, my love. Good night, my love. Good night, my everything. There's one more song before we close our eyes. Rest from the choices that we've made. We thank you, God, for the life we've got, for the blessings today. Good night, my love. Good night, my love. Well, thank you for the light that you bring. Good night, my love. Good night, my love. Good night, my everything. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. You feel like praying, you can. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. One more time. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Thank you so much. Hey, Saul, how about y'all come back out here for a second and give a wave to these folks. This band, come on out, y'all. Thank you so much.
Joe Buchanan, y'all.
Yes.
Joe Buchanan, give it up.
We got Saul K, Carly Abramson, Bram Charay, Greg Sherman, Greg Stankovich. That's the family band back there.
One round of applause, please, for the amazing Joe Buchanan. Thank you to the Laker family. Please join us on June 2nd. We've got an amazing guitar quartet from Minneapolis. Thank you for coming. We'll see you all soon.
I have to make this wide.